Welcome folks, welcome to another Let's Talk. I'm Black Templar and today we're going to be talking about the Activision and Microsoft deal. I know this is a few days after it, but we had to wait a little bit to get more information, more clarification, and the technical ins and outs. So I kind of felt this was a good way to do it now since we've now got more information and more what's going on with the whole thing. And we're going to answer this question, is this a good thing or a bad thing? What will it do to the game industry? And also the future of certain games. So let's dive into this little conversation and see what we can discuss about, shall we? First off, let's talk about the technical side of the deal. Now, as many of you may not know, this deal was well over $60+ billion, and that's a lot of money. However, the deal is not enforced yet until July due to financial, the fiscal year, and also certain agreements. So until that time, Blizzard Activision is its own separate entity. But also, we've also learned that free titles will go on the Xbox Game Pass when this deal is fully done in July, which will be Diablo, Overwatch, and Call of Duty. Now, one of them is the biggest red flag for many companies, and that is Call of Duty. Because Call of Duty will now be on the game, Xbox Game Pass, this could be a massive thing for other companies thinking that this could be a sign that a lot of people might have to go to Xbox to get the cheaper version than you would do on the other platforms. Now, in Steam's case, this potential loss of COD could be a massive thing because it's one of their, biggest money makers. But if it's going to be an Xbox only, and knowing Microsoft, they'll put it on their own launch pad, this could be a bit of a big thing. And also, if you have the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass and their new titles go straight onto it on day one release, well, you gotta be saving a bit of money. And also, it's gonna be quite the interesting thing what people will do. Will they stay with the PC side? Which, if you're going to stay with PC side, you're going to have to get the Xbox launcher. But if you're on the Sony PlayStation side, and it's like, do I want to pay £10, like in the United Kingdom, £10 for this game, or just pay the 50 quid and just get it for life? It's one of those like do's or don'ts kind of thing, and that's the big thing about it. And as for the Blizzard games, they've got their own hub called Battle.net, but in that sense, Battle.net I feel could end up being merged into the Xbox family, like as its own launcher, but a sub launcher of saying that if you got the Xbox launcher, then you got the sub launcher for them. Or will they go just full on say, right, all those games are going to be on the Xbox launcher? And that could be an interesting thing to see, in my opinion. We'll have to wait and see as the time progresses. But in that being said, what does that mean for the other games? Well, let's talk about that, shall we? First off, let me be clear on this. The games I'm going to be talking about are mostly from the Blizzard side, not from Activision, because the Activision games are most likely just going to merge in with the Xbox Game Pass and launches and all that jazz. This is mainly about the Blizzard games because their future could be in question. Now, I'm not going to talk about Diablo, I'm not going to talk about Overwatch because they're already there, but we're going to look at the other games that are part of the Blizzard family. And first off, let's get one out the way, the Lost Vikings. I could see them getting a new game as a pet project kind of game, but I don't see them getting any more than that. But I could see them being crossed over in other games, for the future, which is possible, or skins for other games like say Sea of Thieves, like the Lost Vikings skin or something like that. I could see that what they'll be getting. Next, Heroes of the Storm. Now this is where Heroes of the Storm's in an interesting predicament. Now, as many would know, a couple years ago, Activision Blizzard pretty much killed the tournament scene by not supporting it. But now that Xbox has got a hold of it, could this be a chance for Activision's tournament scene with with the Heroes of the Storm? Could that get a revitalization with Xbox pitching the bill? And if so, this could be a big thing for Heroes of the Storm fans and players. Not only that, the fact that they could have a lot of guest characters come in, like the Skyrim characters, the Doom characters, the Rare family, Master Chief, some from Killer Instinct. There is a lot they could play with, and this could give Heroes of the Storm a massive lease on life, and I feel this could be a big thing. However, would this game ever go to console, you may ask? Sadly, I don't think so. I think Heroes of the Storm is likely going to stay as a PC only game, because the problem with mobile games, as many of you may know, it is very hard to control the mobile games and play all the console controls. So I don't see them going into going to console. I could see them staying as PC, but with all the potential characters that could go into Heroes of the Storm, it will really give Heroes of the Storm a massive lease of life. Next is Hearthstone. Hearthstone. Now, as far as Hearthstone goes, I would say that one has got the most likely to go to a console game because we already got on tablet, phone, and all that. And I can't see why not it would go to console, because if Magic the Gathering, Gwent, Yu-Gi-Oh, and many other card games like that can go on the console, I could see, Hearthstone going onto the Xbox console and probably potentially PlayStation as well. So I could see Hearthstone going there and introducing new players. But as far as its future goes, it's uncertain because unlike Heroes of the Storm, which allows any guest character to jump in, Hearthstone is more revolves around the World of Warcraft. And speaking of World of Warcraft, it's a perfect segue into one, if not the biggest titles that Blizzard Activision has on its roster next to Call of Duty, and that would be the Warcraft franchise. As many of you will know, the World of Warcraft is their biggest franchised, game and commodity, as well as the Warcraft RTS. Now let's get the Warcraft RTS out the way. I don't see it going to the Xbox console because, as many of you know, RTSs and consoles don't tend to mix well, so I don't see that happening. I could see that being staying on a PC only kind of basis. But what about World of Warcraft? That is the interesting question. Now, there are games of its type on the Xbox, such as Bless, Destiny, Soulbreaker. There are plenty of games that can, jump with, MMO games. Now, I did say Destiny, which I kind of think that's a bit wrong, misconception, because it was a gun mobile kind of game, but you get where I'm going at here with this. And considering the fact we've also got World of Warcraft Classic, where they're remaking all the old games, I don't see us getting the current version that's going on, but I do see the classics being kind of ported into the consoles. Whether or not that happens or not, it's hard to say, so I can't really say what Warcraft's future is going to be. But if they do decide to port it into the Xbox, it could end up adding more of a massive player base. And I know some of you might be thinking, well, that means you're going to pay 2 subscriptions. I don't think so. I think what will happen is it might end up like with Black Desert, where if you've got an Xbox subscription, you don't have to pay for another subscription because you've already got it. The only time you have to pay subscription is when you're on PC. So I could see that kind of logic going on. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see when we get closer to the time on Warcraft's fate. And last but not least, Starcraft. Now, Starcraft, yet again, I think that'll be a PC only, but I could see them doing like, what I was about to say with Warcraft, I forgot about to mention this, that they might do like solo games for them, like follow adventures, like platforming games and adventure games with them. I could see that being the case with these two franchises, but I don't see the RTS side going to console. I could see it mostly going to stay into the PC because that's where it's best at. But we could see remakes of the old Starcrafts, or we could see a brand new series. We don't know. And that's pretty much my thoughts on the whole Activision Blizzard deal. What do you think? Do you think this is a massive deal that could end up breaking the industry or setting new grounds? Or do you think it's just another one of those Bethesda purchases where just, oh, you just bought the games and now you can make cash cows out of them, or you think they're just not worth the time? What do you think? Anyway, folks, that's it for this video. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!